Okay guys, next topic we're going to be talking about is the third ball drop. I would say that this is probably like the meatiest topic of pickleball, but recognize that you have to understand the mindset on the serving side versus the mindset on the returning side. Serving side, you're at a huge advantage. Why? Because you can score, but you're actually at a huge disadvantage because the returner is already up and established, and now you're playing defense as a server because you have to recognize when to drive and drop, and then off of that, how to gain real estate. On the returning side, you're at a huge advantage. Why? Because you can get up and get established. And I would say that at lower levels, the returning side probably wins a higher percentage of points than the serving side. Why? Because it takes a select skill set to understand that when you're serving, you're on defense and you have to take your time as you're on defense and as you're gaining real estate. So let's talk about technique on the drop. Technique on the drop is very similar to technique on the dink. Think about this. I like to roll my forehand dink. I like to slice my backhand dink. When I'm at the baseline, guess what I do? Roll my forehand drop and slice my backhand drop. Kind of goes hand in hand. So think about when you dial into your dinks, you use the same technique or use the same spin back at the baseline based off of time as well. So drop would be your lower extremities are nice and quiet. I'm letting the ball come to me. If there's a bowl on top of my head, I'm keeping that bowl there. So same sort of preparation with my lower extremities and my upper extremities. But I'm letting the ball drop and come up. So I'm making contact at the apex. I'm giving myself plenty of time. With time, I have time to get organized. I'm seeing the ball much bigger. Plain and simple, if you're going to be efficient, if you're going to be consistent on that drop, think about giving yourself enough space or giving yourself enough time off the baseline. Okay? So timing is huge. Having spacing is huge. And then also too, if you're at a position, let's say like the returner, hit a super deep return, pushed you out of position, you're gonna now use more lift on that drop. So think about using more lift when you're out of position on your drop, and then maybe finding the right happy medium of enough lift with some added push when you're inside the court. Plain and simple, out of position, more height, more lift, in position, in the court, halfway in the court. Think about finding the right happy medium of enough lift with a little added push. Plain and simple, if you're inside the court, you don't have to use as much net clearance. You can kind of flirt with the net a little bit on that drop. So after you've hit the drop, think about cues, or think about what's the main tell that allows you to really gain real estate and get moving and be efficient in that transition zone so you can get up and get established. First thing to me that comes to mind is looking to see where your opponent makes contact with their fourth ball. If I can drop and I see my opponent in this red zone and they're taking a half volley, there's a big old imaginary sign behind them that says, "Tyson, please come in. They are not going to hurt you from their red zone." Now, higher levels, if I drop and they're able to take it out of the air in their yellow zone, I would say higher levels, most players have a pretty fine-tuned roll volley where it's tough to gain real estate if you've dropped a ball in their yellow zone. So maybe in that scenario, maybe you're not coming in when you've dropped it in their yellow zone. Maybe you're being more selective about when you should come in, or more selective when you should come in if they're making contact in that red zone. If you're getting comfortable with looking to see where your opponent makes contact on their fourth ball, and you're looking to gain real estate a little quicker, or maybe you're looking to bake off your partner's shake or poach off your partner's drop. Plain and simple, if you want to gain more real estate, if you want to disconnect a little sooner, you're going to have to start gauging ball trajectory, and that way you can gain distance much quicker. You can look at ball shape and then start making adjustments, versus looking to see how pretty the drop is and waiting to see where your opponent makes contact. Higher levels, look at ball trajectory. Lower levels, look to see where your opponent makes contact. Now, after you've hit the drop, when you make that transition, think about breaking down, being your most athletic self. But anytime you hit your fifth and your seventh, or anytime that your opponent's making contact with their fourth and their sixth and their eighth, you have to break down and look to address and assess and see what your opponent does with that ball. Something I like in the transition zone is, yes, you can block if they're finding your red zone or finding your yellow zone, but let's give you license to start swinging if the ball's up a little higher. That way you can send a message and you can force your opponents to maybe second guess their fourth and their sixth and their eighth. Think about this. If you want to walk through your fifth or walk through your seventh and you're not setting your feet or you're not finding your shock absorbers, it would be equivalent to hitting a putt in golf as you're walking. Plain and simple, it's very difficult to have any sort of consistency or to have any sort of precision with your soft game if your feet are still moving. Keep in mind that all of your power and all of your control comes from the ground up. Okay, so this is going to be more movement-based drill. Teacher here is going to be moving me side to side. My job still is to make 10 drops in a row, but it's going to be difficult because she's going to be moving me. I have to drop to one particular side. So my job is just to be efficient with my movement, give myself plenty of height. Her job is to move me side to side, force me to feel some pressure. Okay, rock and roll, 10 in a row. 10 in a row, I'll start in the middle. Okay, she can move me here. Nice. Good. There's 4. 5. Oh, she's being very generous over there, I'll tell you what. Good. There's 8. Okay, and 10, beautiful. As you guys noticed there, anytime that I was off balance, anytime that I'm moving and my feet are not established, anytime that I was in trouble there, I always gave myself some extra safety on my net clearance. So I think it makes sense and it's logical to think that you should give yourself some time with your shape if you're ever in trouble as you are moving to hit a drop. So we'll go same drill now. Same drill now, other side. She's going to move me side to side, work me. My job is to keep my ball down and to drop back to the right side of the court. There's 5, 6. I won't count that. 7, 8, 9. Come on. 9. And 10. Beautiful. Okay, guys, drill here. I'm going to work on being efficient in the transition zone. I'm going to be a garbage cleaner upper. My job is to be cleaning garbage in my red zone. Also, too, I'm going to be taking care of garbage in my yellow zone as well. So playing soft from my hips and below, and soft meaning block and reset. Anytime that my opponent floats one as I'm in transition or just doesn't get the ball down and it sits up, I have license to now swing. So my job here simply is to be disciplined if the ball is down in my red or yellow, and to be offensive if it's up in green. Okay? Great drill for that side to work on using a roll volley or taking a step back to create some offense. Okay? Rock and roll. Nice. Good. So I can take these off the balance. I can take these out of the air. I'm kind of, I base this idea off of how extended I am. If I find myself getting overextended out here, I probably don't recognize that I have more time than I think. So instead of me taking this ball out here and feeling super uncomfortable, I should take it as a half volley, okay? Plain and simple, I'm only gonna take it out of the air if it's in my bubble, not outside of my bubble, okay? Ready here? Give myself plenty of lift, get some shape. Good. Okay. And any time that the ball sits up a little bit, I'm going to send a message. Oh, good. Okay, here we go. Making her think a little bit over there. I like it. Okay. Also, too, something that I'm going to do from here. Not only am I going to swing when it's high, but I'm going to come in and close and look to be authoritative with my feet if I swung from here. Doesn't make sense to want to fight fire from here. Makes a lot more sense if you're going to swing to be closing and looking to get established, because the game is won and lost here. Go ahead. Here you go. Good. Block. Anytime it's down, block. Speed up. See that there? So I'm gauging where the ball is. If it's up here, I'm going through it and closing. If it's down, I'm playing safe and disciplined. Good. Okay. Something that you'll notice too, if you don't swing from there, it never puts any pressure on your opponent. So it doesn't make them ever second guess their fourth and their sixth and their eighth. If you start swinging a little bit, and if you hurt their pride a little bit by being aggressive, from here, you will notice that they will take a little off on their roll volley, or just plain and simple, it'll make them second guess their offense in that setting. Okay? Let's go a couple more here. Good. Good, good, good. I like it. Last one here. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, guys. Drill here is going to be teachers feeding a return. I like the idea of the teacher feeding a return. Why? Because it takes out the serve and it takes out the return from the baseline. So now we have this cooperative feed from the kitchen that enables the baseliner to actually work on their drop, which is the main meat of this exercise. And so off of my drop, my focus is dropping and then looking to come in and close and crash. So I'm gaining real estate at a pretty rapid rate here. I'm dropping, I'm trusting my drop by looking at ball trajectory, and then I'm looking to come in and crash and almost bake off of my own shake, or almost poach off of my drop. Okay? So this is a skill set within itself, but I think there's a lot of value at higher levels with being able to like hit a drop, look at the ball trajectory, understand that it's getting down, and coming in and crashing, and then getting in your opponent's face as they hit their fourth ball. Okay? It's gonna look just like this. Go ahead. Drop. Okay, very good, very good. So I'm just being alert and being hungry off of the drop. Okay. See how I kind of keep everything out in front and use the backhand there? Makes more sense to me. Drop. Okay. But there's a split second after I drop. I come in, I address and I assess. I see what she does with her fourth ball. I keep everything out in front of me. And then whether it's a forehand or a backhand, I'm just looking to make contact early and get that fifth ball on her quickly. Okay, go ahead. Perfect. Good, Charity, stay with it. Good, 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 awesome. Again. Drop. Trust the drop, get in. Okay. Okay, guys, game here. So teacher here is going to be feeding a return. I have to hit a drop. In order for me to get that little added bonus point, and instead of me making one drop, I have to make two drops in a row. So she's going to feed, I'm going to hit a drop. I'm looking to make my drop. I'm looking to hit one more and then play the point out. So like essentially the point really isn't live until I've hit a third and a fifth. I'm looking to make both of those in the kitchen, because if I do, and I get up and get established and win the point, not only would I get a bonus point for making both drops in the kitchen on my third and my fifth, but I would get one more point for actually winning the point. So if you want 2 points in 1 point here, you have to make both your third and your fifth in the kitchen, and the point is live from there. Okay, rock and roll. Go ahead. There's my third. There's my fifth, and we are live. Good. Good. That's a good point. Very good, very good. So I made both my third and my fifth, landed in the kitchen, and I won the point. I get 2. Go ahead, go ahead. Feed. Good, there's my third. Okay, I'm gonna take that. It's my point. There's no participation awards out here. Here we go. So 3-0. Score is 3-1. There's my drop. Okay, play the point out. Okay, and so since I only made 1 in the kitchen, I don't get that added bonus point, okay? So score here is now 4-1. She's feeding. Go ahead. 1, 2. Now we are live. Oh, sorry, gosh. Look at that. Get a little net love. All right, so I won. I got 2 points there, made both my drops, and won the point. Score is 6-1. Drop. Drop.